Hello, Sandman Nation. As always, I had a great beach vacation in the Outer Banks. Loved spending time with family, but it's always nice to get back home, and I am ready for another awesome show. So let's get into it because it is time to enter Sandman Sports. With me, as always, are my two fantastic co-hosts, Mr. Pat Klett and the Sandman himself, Mr. Bill Sanders. In fact, you guys are so good. And last week's ESPYs inspired me, guys. I figured if ESPN can create a made-up show, so can we, damn it. So here at Sandman Sports, we created a new award show that will be airing later this summer. And because we all talk a lot, it will fittingly be called the Raspies. These premier awards will honor, hold on, let me get our official press release. They will honor the voices within our industry that resonate beyond the average, the insights that shatter listeners' previous misperceptions, the unmatched preparation that only the best bring every week, and faces, well, let's just say faces that were better off when podcasts were strictly audio. And I'm proud to say our very own Pat Klett and Bill Sanders have already been nominated for Raspy of the Year. Exciting stuff, gents. Congratulations. Better get those acceptance speeches written. And Pat, I've got Sydney Sweeney lined up to present your award to you, so you are very welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
That's a good start for your acceptance speech, too.
Yeah.
Thank you to the Raspy Academy. All right. Well, let's get into it. But first, let's tell everyone where they can find us. You can find us everywhere. Well, I thought we were everywhere until I saw Coldplay and astronomer memes this past week. And those are actually everywhere. But we are in a lot of places, guys. And we don't cause divorces, firings, or corporate restructurings. At least not yet. But we do offer a lot of joy and awesome sports content. So be sure to check us out at sandmansports.com. That's right. We announced last week that after almost a year, we were able to finally secure that domain name. And we're very excited about that. You'll definitely want to check out our site a lot as we continue to throw out college football, NFL stuff, including extensive college football previews for every conference. Those first one's already been released. We'll be releasing those every couple days, including I believe the Sun Belt is coming out tomorrow. We also want to welcome a new writer to the fold, Tracy Granzik, who I am really excited about, guys. She has already written several articles, including one on sports psychology and how it can actually be applied to help sports bettors. She also wrote about the LPGA. She gave an awesome rundown of everything you could want to know about the 2025 season so far, heading into next week's final major of the year. And she just wrote a really cool article geared toward women and everything they could want to know about sports betting. And I got to tell you, my wife and daughter read that article and they absolutely loved it. So really excited to have her on board. We'll continue to churn out a lot of content like that for the female sports enthusiast as well. Of course, we have all the other staples like the NBA, Major League Baseball, college basketball, Beerman Six Packs, CME Golf Crush Fades, and our weekly Fringe series. So check us out on our website, on our app, and on social media at Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and even TikTok. Okay. Guys, as I alluded to in the opening, it seems like all anyone can talk about this week is the Coldplay incident with Andy Byron and Kristen Cabot seemingly being exposed on the jumbotron kiss cam as having an affair. And I'm not going to get into all the details, no judgment whatsoever, but I will say this. Whether you thought it was awkward, funny, unfair, or maybe even all of the above, I think we can all agree that those two people did not expect to end up as the center of national attention when they chose to go to that concert. It was total bad luck on their end to be caught that way and for it to impact their lives and their family lives in the ways that it has. So that leads us into this week's opening segment, which is going to put a sports spin on this topic. What I want to know from you guys is this. What are some examples of some teams, players, and or fan bases that have just been handed some bad breaks and some unlucky turns that prevented them from achieving more than they actually did that season or that game or that time period? So to be clear, we're not talking about choking. We're talking about bad breaks. So this could be injuries at the worst time, blown calls, bad or outdated rules that have since been changed, fluke moments, freak weather, really anything where the person or team just got screwed and it was mostly out of their control. The best example that I can give, and then we'll get into it, I think, is Cubs. 2003, gentlemen, we all know now, Steve Bartman. It certainly wasn't his fault per se, but it became the symbol of just more decades of frustration for the franchise and basically ruined this guy's life for a while too. So that was just an unlucky, unscripted, who would have ever thought type of situation for all parties involved. So that's kind of what we're looking for. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts on what some others might be. Pat, what do you got, man?
Well, first, I would like to tell you both how much I love my wife of 19 years. Yesterday was our anniversary.
Congratulations!
We both forgot. Her parents sent us a happy anniversary text. Yeah, we're not.
Oh my God, that's celebrating much.
But nothing says 20 years.
I should probably do something for year 20. But she's my best friend, my inspiration, and a triple threat.
I mean, wow. Are you tearing up, Bill? I'm getting good a little emotional here. Man.
I'm good. No. But as far as the Coldplay Kiss Cam, as a fellow CEO of a major corporation, we sometimes use our power to our advantage and prey on women. It's what we do. And sometimes, unfortunately, we get caught. My wife thinks I'm on a work trip. Don't worry, she doesn't listen to the show. Seriously, I think it's I think it's too bad for these people. I'm not saying that it's okay that what they were doing, but I mean, let
a lot of people have
who
affairs.
Is without
not
sin,
many people. Yeah.
Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Okay, that's Leviticus 12:42 verse 4.
And I've heard a lot of people say, well, if they just didn't react that way, nobody would have known. Everybody's gonna react that way. Like, you're not thinking. Like, you don't
it's stupid.
You know what you're doing.
Bugs me, and, the thing that bugs me about it, and I don't know if this is fake news, but I saw like the Vikings cut ties with Astronomer or whatever the company's name is.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
First of all, the Vikings taking the moral high road. I mean,
right, exactly.
Think about the Love Boat scandal and all that stuff.
Right.
Oh, it's just stupid. I mean, it's not fair to the people of the company.
No, that's bullshit.
Hard.
I didn't know that.
And now all of a sudden, like, people are pulling out of that company. I don't know. It's pretty bad. But anyway, unluckiest teams. Let's start with the Buffalo Bills. I mean, they didn't get the first down versus the Chiefs last year. They lost the coin toss in overtime a few years ago. Remember that high scoring shootout?
My God,
they didn't get the ball back, and obviously wide left or right, whatever it was, the kick in the Super Bowl. So the Buffalo Bills,
oh my God,
Vikings have had bad luck, but we're not going to reopen those wounds. How
we
about
might
golf?
Later.
I'm about to.
No, that's okay. It's okay. Golf, you got Greg Norman. I feel like Greg Norman had a couple of bad losses, the blown leads, and most notably at the Masters in I think it was 96. Tommy Fleetwood. I feel like Tommy Fleetwood's kind of a little bit of bad luck as a golfer. Whoever's on the cover of Madden.
Yeah.
Right? It seems that way.
Christian McCaffrey last year, right?
Yeah. And then the only other one I could think of was Monica Seles at the height of her career when she was stabbed.
Oh, geez, yeah, scary.
That is a great one because, she was at the height, and that changed everything after that. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
look at Pat bringing it strong, man.
I'm ready to go,
dude. That's good. What do you got, Bill?
I was gonna do my.
That was fantastic.
Do my recreation with little Roxy here.
There have been so many of those recreations. There's been some funny ones.
Good ones.
Oh man, yeah, boy, I felt bad for those guys. What does Astronomer do? I've never even heard of that company.
Well, nobody had, and now everybody has. So I don't know. Maybe it was all orchestrated. Maybe this was all.
Yeah, I wonder. I was going to say, they say there's no such thing as bad publicity, right? Well, might be testing that theory.
Maybe Sandman needs to do something like that. Maybe you and I need to go to a Coldplay concert together, dude.
Me and Eric hugging. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Would be so good.
I could send out a public statement.
Yeah,
that's right. I do not condone the behavior of my two podcast co-hosts.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, you guys know what episode 49 here. Episode 49.
Can't believe it.
Pretty cool. You guys know I'm such a homer. My first one. This is Homer Alert Central. 2006 Super Bowl. The Seahawks absolutely got jobbed by the officials. I mean, and again, you can always say bad call, questionable here or there. But in this case, Bill Levy, the official, actually in 2010 famously came out and said, I will take this to my grave. And I regret especially the two decisions made in the fourth quarter. And it's like, as a fan base, of course, you kind of want to hear that, because you're like, at least they're admitting that they completely botched this a couple different ways. But then on the other hand, it's like Pat just said, opening these old wounds is kind of hard. But, lots of plays, and I wrote them down in my notes. Maybe this was just cathartic for me, but I don't need to go through all those right now. I mean, it still stings to go back and watch. And the second one, and this is a little bit of a test of Eric's category here, but I think it applies, and I'll tell you how. And I'm going to give you guys a little Vin Scully quote, and you'll know it instantly what I'm talking about. A little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner.
Dude, I have that on my list. Seriously.
Okay, yeah.
That totally.
Yeah.
Because the guy had done that play a bazillion times. I thought about the same thing. I'm like, is it a choke or is it?
They win that series. Dude. They win that series if he makes that up. That series is done.
And I think,
he pulls up a half a second before he's supposed to, and that changes.
99 everything. Out of 100 times he makes that play, right? I mean, it's got to be. And
99 out of 1,000,
right?
I mean,
yeah.
And
I just thought that it applies here, especially because the Boston fan base at that time, right, was still in the cursed mode. And now, obviously, we look back in 2025 and you go, all right, whatever. They've won a zillion championships and Celtics and
but back then,
everybody. But Patriots, obviously.
That's
Celtics,
a great one, man.
So, that was my second one. How about you, Eric?
Yeah, so I got a few. So I'll start with baseball. So you mentioned Buckner. I won't go to him, but so back in 2010, guys, Armando Galarraga, this guy lost a perfect game on the 27th out due to a blown umpire call. There was no review system in place at the time, so he just got totally screwed. I mean, that's bad luck personified. One more baseball one. 1994, the Montreal Expos were the best team in baseball, and the strike hits. They never got their shot. This was a team that they always seemed to flirt with good. Might have been their best team ever and their best chance to win it all.
Yeah,
but they got unlucky with the strike. I mean, the franchise honestly never recovered. Eventually, they moved to DC. Football, you talked about 06 Seahawks, but they got some luck that year too. Tony Romo of the Dallas Cowboys botches
I was there.
Field goal. Were you really?
Point.
Yeah. It was.
I think
it was a field goal to win it. It would have won it. And he just, same with Buckner. Like, the guys caught those a bazillion times and just couldn't get it. Yeah, I figured, I didn't know you were there, but I figured you'd remember that one.
It happened right in front of me. Lucas and I were sitting right in the Hawk's nest, the end zone right in front of us. We still can't believe that happened. That was crazy.
This one, I'm going to go all the way back to 1978 on this one, because this actually changed the way the end of games now, how we handle end of game situations. The Miracle at the Meadowlands, 1978. The Giants had the game won. There's like less than a minute left. Game won. There were no timeouts from the Eagles, but they handed it off as time was expiring. Fumble occurred. Cornerback Herm Edwards, yes, not Herm Edwards, picked it up for the Eagles, trots into the end zone for the win. I mean, just unlucky for the Giants, but honestly, that's probably the most game-changing and transformative play on this list.
So you're saying now they take a knee? You're saying now they'll just take a knee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Victory formation.
And they didn't do that before. Yeah.
They didn't do that before that. Okay.
No. And then just a couple other quick ones. So these two are, I wouldn't say Homer-ish because I'm not fans of them, but they are close to where I live. So University of Cincinnati basketball, 2000, Kenyon Martin. They are the number one team in the nation. They are going to be the number one overall seed. And I think they were in Conference USA at the time. In that conference tournament, I think game one, Kenyon Martin gets hurt, goes down. They end up losing that game, I believe, to St. Louis, I think. Anyways, they become a number 2 seed. They win the first game, but they lose to Tulsa, I think, in the second round. just, I mean, that team was I remember following that team. They were a very good team. They were a very
Mm-hmm.
good team. So
Mm-hmm.
just a bad break, literally and figuratively, for that team. And then another one, the Dayton Flyers. Okay. I remember this vividly. 2020. This team has some great fans, but come on, this is Dayton. So they're never expected to make a deep run in the tournament, except in 2020, guys. This team was 29-2. Their only 2 losses all season occurred in overtime. One of them was against Kansas. They had not lost in more than 3 months. They were most likely going to be a number 1 seed, which is a huge deal for any team. It is
Crazy.
a really big deal for Dayton. They had a chance to make a deep run in the tournament, possibly even go to the Final Four. Like, this was
and
a
we know
great
it's
team.
coming.
And
this sucks so bad.
COVID happened.
God.
And you talk about bad luck for that fan base, for Obi Toppin, the Flyers, and all their loyal fans. So that one. And then the last one, actually, I'm going to go back to the Olympics, 1984. A lot of people probably know this, I'm guessing, but I remember watching this as a kid. And I was just like,
I watched this race.
Mary Decker
and Zola
Budd. Mary Decker was the heavy favorite to win the women's 3,000 meter race in the Olympics, but she was inadvertently tripped by Zola Budd, causing Decker to fall, and she got injured when she fell. She was unable to finish the race. Just yuck. I mean, it wasn't malicious. It wasn't, on purpose. It just happened, especially for the Olympics, where you train 4 years for one event or, a couple events. And for that to happen, just a heartbreaking moment.
Well, in 80, she wasn't able to compete because we did not go to the Olympics.
Because we boycotted in Moscow.
Yeah.
Boycotted. That's right. Yeah.
Crazy. That sucks.
Yeah, it does. And Zola Budd, that race finished 7th. It's not even like she did anything. It was she just took out Decker, unfortunately. So, all right, guys. Well, I always feel lucky when I get to do this show with you two. So appreciate that segment. Buddy. And those were some good ones. So let's get into the rest of it in just a moment. We're going to play this week's edition of Be My Guest. Then we'll each share our hot takes. Then it's Stone Cold Locks time, where we will briefly make our picks for the 3M Open. But most of our Stone Cold Locks segment, guys, today and for the next few weeks, is going to be spent on our college football previews. So we got our first 3 this week, and really excited to get into that. And then finally, we'll wrap up with our top 5, which is fantasy football themed this week. So that should be fun too. In addition, we'll have plenty of fun and shenanigans along the way, including video footage of Pat getting caught on the jumbotron with a bag of Cheetos after he told his wife he was on a diet. Juicy stuff. But aside from that, how was the rest of that Barry Manilow concert, Pat?
He never disappoints. Huge fan. Huge fan of Barry.
Yeah. There you go. Awesome. All right, boys. Well, it is time for mine and yours favorite guessing game. That's right. It is time for Be My Guess. This is the game where you guys try to guess some sort of sports list and are usually very, very wrong. Guys, I'm feeling this is Pat's week though. Last week, Bill won $5 when he bested Pat in the NBA draft picks category. So first, now I will say, before I ask you, Pat, what if you want to make a bet and what you want the bet to be, I'm going to tell you the category today, it's college football. And I got to tell you, I think this is one of the easier ones that I've given you. You're going to get to go first. So now, what would you like to bet, Bill, today? You get to
my $5 back.
I owe somebody
back
$10.
Yeah.
Now,
what are you talking about?
Well, we'll get to it later. But my pick from I'm saying from the long shots.
I didn't know we were doing that regularly. I thought that was
just every week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it depends if I won.
My guy missed the cut.
If I won last week. Actually, I would have won last week because I picked Harry Hall and he was like almost top 10 Yeah, I would have won. Yeah, we did it. We actually, I think we raised it to $10 last week. So. All right. So I've got 10 here again. So top 5, you're gonna get 2 points, 1 point for 6 to 10, -1 for a miss. So, all right. So guys, today is all about college football, and specifically, it's about schools with the most Heisman Trophy winners. Okay, there are 12 schools. So there's actually, I said 10. There's actually 12 guesses today. 12 schools that have won 3 or more Heisman trophies. And I'm going to tell you before we even get into it, the top 5, the number 1 school has won 8. Numbers 2, 3, and 4. So basically there's 3 tied for second. They've each won 7. And then the 5th place team has won 4. 6th place through 12 there's 7 teams that have won 3. Okay. So that's what you're trying to name. Is any of those top 5 get you 2 points? 6 through 12 will get you 1 point. All right. What do you got, Pat?
I feel good about this category. Give me Oklahoma.
Nice job.
Oklahoma's great. They are tied for second. They have 7 winners, most recently in 2018 with Kyler Murray. Very good.
West Coast bias, USC.
Yes.
USC is number 1 with 8 winners. They have the most recently 2022 with Caleb Williams. All right. So we got, Bill 2, Pat 2. Okay. You guys are doing well.
The
Rolling.
Domers. Let's go Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Notre Dame is another 2-pointer for Pat. They're 4th, they're tied for second. They have 7 winners. Most recent one, though, believe it or not. Do you guys know who their most recent winner is?
Yes.
Not the guy that Bino Cook said would win twice or whatever.
No, Ron Paulus never won.
Yeah, Ron Paulus.
Period.
Yeah.
Actually, before that, it was before him. It was in the 80s. Great receiver.
Joe Montana.
He played for the
the
Raiders for a long time.
Tim Brown?
Tim Brown won it in 1987, and he is the last winner for Notre Dame. So they had a lot in the 40s and 50s. Okay.
All right.
Keep going, Bill.
Ohio State.
You guys are on top of it today. They are tied for second as well. So you've got the top 4 already. They've had 7 winners. The most recent was 06 with Troy Smith. All right. Now you've got number 5, which has 4 winners, and then all the other ones have 3.
Is it Texas?
Wake up, sleepyhead.
Texas is not on this list. Texas is not on this list.
At all?
No, not at all. They have not won 3. Ricky Williams won it.
I was trying to think of
anyone else. I don't know who else. Arch Manning might.
Yeah, he's got a chance. Okay, back to me, huh?
Texas was a good guess, dude. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't love this guess. I'm going to say Florida.
Glory be.
Florida gets to a point.
Okay.
They've won 3 times. Steve Spurrier, Danny Werfel, and Tim Tebow.
Okay. I only knew Tebow.
All right.
Hail to the
Yeah, baby.
Hail
You should
to
get
the mother.
You should get 2 points for that. They have 3. They have Tom Harmon, 1940, Desmond, and Charles Woodson.
And Woodson. Yeah, a good guess. Florida State?
They get you a point. They have 3 as well. Charlie Ward, Chris Wenke, and Jameis. So Bill gets 1. All right. I want you to get the number 2.
Charlie Ward was it.
I want you to get the final 2-pointer here, Pat. Come on, buddy. You got this.
I didn't realize there was one left. Okay.
Yeah. Come on. Just think college football. That's all you got to think of.
Blue Bloods, huh?
Auburn?
Yeah, baby.
Auburn, it gets you 1 point. They have 3.
Nice job.
Pat Sullivan, Bo Jackson, and Cam Newton.
But your comment just made me think Alabama.
Yeah,
yes,
baby.
It's Alabama.
Damn it.
Alabama.
I thought we had already said them.
Alabama. And if we had played this game in 2008, they would have had 0. And they have 4. Mark Ingram in 2009, Derrick Henry in 2015, Devontae Smith in 2020, and Bryce Young in 2021. So they've had 4. They had 4 in a 12-year span. It's crazy.
Nick Saban.
I'm going to try Big Ten, Wisconsin.
Actually,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. We have three.
Ron
I'm sorry. We have three
Yeah.
left. I'm sorry. Wisconsin is
Ron
a good guess,
Dane.
but no.
Oh no. Oh, I did think that was a good guess. I know it's not the Huskies. I know it's not the Gophers. What other
I think
just
I got it.
perennial?
I think I got one. I might.
All right, go ahead, Pat. I'll pass.
Is it Oklahoma State?
Fail.
Barry Sanders?
No. Sorry, I'm saying it judgmentally again.
I
No.
No.
I know.
No.
So much
But I like where your
disappointment.
head's at, though. You're you go with the guy, and then you're
All
like,
right.
that's
Guess one more time, Bill, and then I'm going to
Maybe
give
they have
Okay.
a couple more.
yeah, right. Any hints? Are we at hint stage yet?
No, Pat
Not yet?
gets
Oh, okay.
hints because once we
Okay.
even this
Okay.
out, cheater.
Um,
Always looking for an advantage. That's
How about-
Sandman.
how about Clemson?
That's a
Goodbye.
good guess, but no.
Thinking Trevor Lawrence.
All right, here we go. So there is what I would call still a blue blood, even though they've taken a little step back. Blue blood in the middle of the country.
Mhm.
We've got a SEC stud team in the South, and we've got a team that hasn't been relevant in 75 years. But you
Okay.
know that.
Minnesota.
Please try again.
Is that the relevant in
They
75
haven't been
minutes?
relevant in 75 years, and they had a good run in the 30s. I don't know
They
when the
did,
Heisman
yeah.
started.
They had a
When
national
did the
championship.
Heisman start?
I think,
They
in
had
the
like
40s or
three.
something.
Didn't they have 3 in a row championships?
No, it's not Minnesota.
Georgia.
No, not
Oh.
Georgia.
Oh, it's not
no?
Georgia.
Wow, I thought that was going to be for sure. Okay, well, another SEC stud team, Pat.
SEC stud team. SEC stud team is all I can say. Big Ten.
Tennessee.
The other not Tennessee.
Oh, wow. Did Manning not win it
Man,
No, Charles Woodson.
no, he got second.
that year?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Woodson got
That's
it.
right.
Damn it.
Wow. Nebraska?
Terrific.
Nebraska. Very good.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Very good. All right. Well, I'm going to just give you the last two here. So the one that hasn't been relevant in 75 years, Army. They had 3 in 45, 46, and 58. And then LSU was the SEC.
Oh,
Yeah.
Burrow.
That's poor.
Burrow
I mean, they've had 2 in the last
Who are
5
LSU?
years.
Burrow,
Burrow,
and
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden
Jaden Daniels.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Wow.
And then they had Billy
that hurts.
Cannon years ago. So, all right. Well, Bill,
All right.
dude, Bill's going to be able to pay his mortgage here pretty soon from
All right.
from this
Good.
game.
I'm
Good
just
job,
paying
man.
off my losing golf bets.
Yeah.
That's all.
yeah.
That was good. That one, you guys did pretty good on that one because all
right.
those guesses were legit guesses. I'm not going to say it was tough because it was an easier one, but like Texas, come on, that's a legitimate guess. I bet they've won too. I bet they were right there. with
Feels
3.
like Texas should have been on that list.
I mean, Minnesota, have they ever won a Heisman? Like, do you know? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No clue.
Huskies
So-
haven't. Penix was probably the closest thing to it. Steve Entman, maybe national championship year. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for Pat to do his Penix.
Yeah. I was waiting for it too, but it didn't happen.
But y'all talking about Michael Penix.
There it
I
is.
love me
There
for
it is.
Penix.
We're gonna get a bunch of Penix this year. He's gonna have a good year for it.
Yeah. There should be a whole segment where Pat just does Penix. Oh shit. Pat does Penix. There you go.
We have
all
a special
right.
guest. Yeah, Michael Penix.
Nice.
Oh, that'd be a great Saturday Night Live skit, actually, if more people knew who Michael Penix is. Oh my God. Okay, guys, great job. It is now time to get into hot takes. That's right. It is time for CMN Sports Hot Takes, brought to you by Mike's Hot Honey. The honey's so hot, Andy Byron just bought a case of it. And if you don't believe me, video coverage will be streaming shortly, so do not worry. If you want to take a selfie with some awesome honey or just enjoy the best damn tasting thing ever, go to mikeshothoney.com and order some, or head over to your nearest grocery store and you can pick some up in the honey aisle. All right, Pat, what do you got, sir?
Well, first of all, the Open never disappoints. Beautiful course. I love the drivable par 4 fifth. I thought that's just such a cool hole.
Yeah.
So picturesque, and it's got so much danger behind it. I just wish the weather was more of a factor.
Yeah,
But
me
hats
too.
off to
Yeah.
Scottie. Just when you think he's in trouble in the thick rough, he gets out and makes a great putt and saves par and just never drops a shot. His putter was white hot.
Dominating.
He's but my hot take is this. I don't need to hear him say that golf doesn't define me and that I'm a father first and a family man. We get it. We got families. We love our kids, but quit tooting that horn. To us, golf defines you. That's who you are. I don't want to hear the same old narrative about family. This is kind of a mean take, but I kind of hope his boy grows up to be like the kid from the Wedding Crashers that ties up Vince Vaughn and wants to play tummy sticks.
Oh no, the artist.
Yeah, just to challenge his Christian values. And
I was
he's
not
just
expecting
super
this take
unathletic.
together.
No.
He's super unathletic kid. I don't know. I like Scottie sort. I know you're a big Scottie fan, Bill, but I just
Scottie,
don't need the. I just don't need to hear how much you're a family guy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Other hot takes. I don't think Ellie De La Cruz is any good.
Oh,
I just
Wow.
he
Hot
just
take.
strikes out too much. His swing to me seems too long. He's got to shorten it up, tighten a couple screws. I just think he's just got to be quicker to the ball. I think he's striking out too much.
Ellie catching strays from Pat, just out of nowhere.
I know. I watched him last night, and I just keep seeing him strike out every time I see him. I say that about Ellie De La Cruz. And I hope it's almost like my take last year on Pete Crow Armstrong when I was telling my nephew from Chicago that Pete Crow Armstrong isn't that good because he really didn't play that well last year. And then now look at him this year. So hopefully for you, Ellie De La Cruz turns it around. But I think he struck out twice last night. He's a strikeout
I've been
king.
worried about him for a while. He strikes out. That's been my biggest beef with him.
He's 6'7",
for a long
right?
time. Yeah.
He's a big
6'7".
dude.
He's tall.
Yeah.
He's tall. He's tall.
That's a huge strike zone. Big lanky kid. He's gonna probably whiff a lot. I mean, that's just kind of how it's gonna be.
Yeah, but it's a lot. It's more so. I mean, when he's on, he's very exciting, and I do love watching him play. I love watching him steal. But it is at the plate. I'm just not very confident. He's either going to hit it out or strike. Like he hit it out of the ballpark.
He'll be like a career
260,
260 hitter and strike out with guys on base, and hopefully he figures that out. You know, it can happen, and guys can turn around. Byron Buxton's having a good year for the Twins. He was kind of a strikeout guy.
Stay healthy.
So maybe he'll figure it out. But stay healthy.
Yeah,
that helps. But anyway, Bill, what about you?
Well, you mentioned Scottie. I mean, I was just going to say, I'll just throw him some quick flowers. I mean, the guy's just a machine. I mean, it feels like, I mentioned this in the Sandman Crush and Fade this week. He went and saw Phil Kenyon, the putting guru. And now you guys see he's like changes to this claw grip as he's hitting like these, 10 footers range and in. And every time the guy needed to make a putt, he just put it right in the center. And I think Pat mentioned that one that he's hacking it out of the weeds, and he makes it look so routine. I mean, that's what's crazy is you're like, that wasn't even that great of a shot. Meanwhile, the three of us would have left that thing in the grass 3 times and then nuked it over the green, right? And and he just puts it out there and then just bottoms on the putt. So anyway, the guy's so impressive. I hear what you're saying it almost feels a little bit like the media tends to overdo stuff.
More.
And so,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now we're all kind of like, all right, we get it. You're a great dad. You golf, you just do it. You're awesome. But it's all about Meredith and Bennett and whatever. Okay. Got it. But I do love it. I do love it.
Sorry.
And if you read my Crush and Fade, I go pretty deep on this week in my ode to Scottie. And so I think you'll like it. But basically what I say is we've gotten a chance to watch Bennett grow up because of how often Scottie wins golf tournaments. I mean, we literally see the guy every 2 weeks go from being an 8-month-old to now an 8.5-month-old to a 9-month-old to and it's just, so it's like, wow, Bennett's getting big. Oh, he's really walking well. And oh yeah, we just saw him a couple weeks ago and he wasn't doing that. It's just nuts how good Scottie is. So that was my hot take on Scottie. The second thing is the Mariners are playing the Brewers in this 3-game set, and I believe they just got absolutely stomped today to lose the series. But this Jacob Mizorowski kid, he pitched last night for the Brewers, and he was in the All-Star game somewhat controversially, right? I mean, I think he had 5 major league starts before he gets named to the All-Star team. This kid is electric. He's throwing it 103 miles an hour, basically completely unhittable. And I mean, the Mariners bats kind of run into one a couple times, right? And they get a couple hits, but they pulled him out for pitch count limits. But thank goodness, because I mean, the Mariners were not going to do anything off this kid. It's just super exciting. You're 23 years old. I think he's like 6'7", 6'8", super lanky, but the dude, he was warming up and they were showing this routine that he goes through with this like water-filled backpack. Have you guys seen this? It's crazy, like new technology apparently for like getting your power in your motion, because he doesn't want his arm just to fall off of his body. I mean, that's how much strain he puts on his arm. So hopefully the kid can stay healthy. Super exciting, fun to see new talent in the major leagues. It's absolutely electric.
I think that's 11 in a row for the Brewers. And if you would listen to my hot takes a couple of weeks ago, Bill, I did mention
Mizorowski. You did. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I actually put that in my
I was
notes.
there first. All right. Just
yeah,
so you know.
You did. And then I gave you credit in my notes, if you believe me. I was like,
Okay.
yeah, Pat mentioned this guy a couple weeks back. The third one is that this is based on the Mariners and the Brewers series, but this is about jinxes. And I am telling you guys right now, jinxes are real. We all think there's no way that if I text the Sandman podcast group chat that it's going to impact anything that's happening on the baseball diamond. But it does. It absolutely does. I mean, the 4th inning yesterday, Logan Gilbert for the Mariners has 12 up, 12 down. And I go, AI generate image of a pitcher sitting alone in the dugout with all of his teammates avoiding him. It creates this picture. Amazing. Pitcher sitting in the dugout. All the guys have their backs to him. Just a great little AI image just created like that. And I go to send it to a few different buddies in group texts. And I'm like, nope, not going to send this in the 4th inning because I don't want to jinx him. And then I'm like, all right, I'm doing this as a test. Start the 5th inning, fire the picture off. This is just a test, only a test. Will I jinx? Churio for the Brewers ropes a single into left field. The next pitch, you guys, the next pitch. So I'm just throwing this out there as a PSA. Jinxes are real. And if you don't want your hometown pitcher to lose his no-hitter, don't send that text. Okay? That's it. That's my hot takes.
All right, boys. So my first one, this one's going to be fun to share. This is a personal one. A couple months back on Beerman Six Pack, I wrote about the annual rite of passage for many of us. Submitting your ticket application for the Masters, waiting patiently, and then getting that polite thanks but no cigar rejection email. Please try again next year. Well, this year, boys, I got a very different email.
What?
After doing a quadruple take and checking to make sure it wasn't a fake one sent from one of YouTube dudes trying to screw with me, I read the words I thought I'd never see. Congratulations, your ticket application for the 2026 Masters Tournament has been selected and your tickets are now available for purchase. Dude,
I don't know if I've told you, Eric, I don't know if I've told you lately, but you look great and you're an awesome dude and you're probably like my best friend.
Yeah, dude. Thank you. We will be opening this up for bribes a little bit later on the show. So here's the scoop. I couldn't believe it. Like I was on cloud nine. I just got it. I think it was just yesterday or maybe 2 days ago. I think it was Monday maybe. But so here's the scoop. I initially, is that the rejection email? Yeah, believe me, I can. Yeah. I can. I've seen that many times. I mean, I bet I've done this 20 years at least. So while I was initially hoping for the actual event days, beggars can't be choosers, I actually got the Wednesday practice round. But honestly, and I'm not just saying this because I got Wednesday, I kind of like it because I've actually heard from several people that the vibe's much more relaxed. Players are more friendly and accessible. The par 3 contest happens that day. And I get 4 tickets instead of 2. If you get a Thursday through Sunday, you only get 2. So I got 4. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, Who would be the fourth? No, I've never been to Augusta. I've dreamed about it.
Wow,
I've watched basically
that's incredible.
So can't wait, guys. I'm really excited.
Should Sandman Sports set up a booth? And just we all wear our bring one out there and not just set it up and just be like pretend we're doing a live show.
Why pretend?
That is incredible.
Hey, we could say, Bill's in love with Scottie. We could get Scottie and Bennett on the show, Why not?
Let's interview Bennett. He'll be talking by then. I mean, he'll be
okay.
Yeah, he'll be swinging golf clubs by then.
We could get you on the jumbotron with Scottie.
Dude, that's incredible. You are the first buddy ever that I know that's won the lottery. I honestly didn't think it was real. I didn't think it was real. I was like, there's no way. They just pick people that they already know or sponsors or whatever.
My friend won a few years ago. My friend won a few years ago. We always do it as a group, and we're like, yeah, if we do it, we'll take, everyone will go. And he won it, and he decided, all right, we're gonna sell them because it was just a bad year. And he's like, we're gonna sell them, and then we're gonna go on a golf trip or something. And then we never went on the golf trip, so he just kept the money. So
yeah. I will not be selling
so you
these.
Can sell them? You can.
Well, you can't. I mean, it tells you.
I thought they were tracking down on that.
I had to fill out this whole disclaimer thing of you cannot sell it when you're on there. There's no phone, no video, all that, which I knew, but no, I mean, you can sell them. You can sell them.
That is incredible. I can't believe you waited 45 minutes to tell us that on this podcast.
Yeah, I know. Well,
good for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So cool.
Should be a good one. So my second take, you guys have both kind of hit on this or around this, but we don't talk about the Brewers very much, but they became the first team to hit 60 wins this season, and they were riding an 11-game win streak, but that was stopped last night by your Seattle Mariners, Bill. So they came so close to hitting their franchise record, which was 13, set back in 1987. Win streaks to me are kind of, they're not that big of a deal. They're fluky and whatever. I mean, but they're fun to kind of watch and see. And so it just got me thinking a little bit about win streaks and wanted to share a little bit about them. So the record is 26, and it was set by the New York Giants back in 1916. So long time ago. I would say the gold standard of win streaks in our lifetime is probably the A's 20-game win streak back in 2002. Only because of Moneyball, and it just immortalized that. And the Indians, believe it or not, actually had a longer one. I think they had a 23-game streak or 22-game streak just a couple years ago. But the A's one is the one I think most people remember because of that movie. But what I really want to talk about briefly is our teams, the Mariners, the Twins, and the Reds, and how they stack up when it comes to legendary win streaks. So start with the Mariners. Do you have any idea?
14?
Wow. So it's 15.
15.
And this didn't surprise me. It happened this 01, the same year where they had a record wins of 116. That team was a machine. Ichiro was a rookie. Edgar was doing his thing. Boone was having a very random MVP type caliber year. Great driven rotation. Yeah. So, but they did not make the World Series that year. So, and then the Reds, theirs is 12, and they've done it 3 times. Their most recent was 2 years ago, and I remember it. It was fun. They beat St. Louis, the Royals, the Astros, and then they came home and swept the Rockies. And I think I was at one of those games actually when they swept the Rockies. They were first place in National League Central. They ended up not making the playoffs that year, but they did end with their first winning full season since 2013. So that definitely contributed to it. And then the Twins. Okay. So they have 17 win streak. And
I was gonna say 4.
Their 17-game win streak happened
2006.
about a month and a half. No, it happened. They won 17 wins about a month and a half after the Titanic sunk. May 30th to June 18th, 1912. They were the Washington Senators back then. So yeah, not a typo. Now that was their longest win streak in franchise history. Since moving to Minnesota, the longest run actually came in 1991 when they won 15 straight, and they ended up winning the World Series that year. And 10 of those 15 wins occurred at the Metrodome, where they were nearly unbeatable So dome field advantage was a real thing back then for sure.
It was.
They just won a ton in a row this year. They just didn't win. They just had a
They had
10
a good
plus
streak,
win streak.
and then they haven't been doing well lately.
Yeah.
So
Fell off the mat. Yeah.
we might be shipping out a couple guys too.
Hopefully
Getting
good
rid
ones
of-
to the Mariners.
Yeah,
Some guy
I
named
think
Jax.
we might be getting rid of Joe Ryan to the Cubs. I heard.
yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I don't know what the
relievers.
Reds are gonna do. The problem with the Reds is they're only like a game out of the wild card, so they're not gonna deal anything yet. But they're also not gonna go get anybody to help them either. So all right, guys. Well, it is now time to get into our Stone Cold Lock segment. As we've done recently, we'll make our golf picks here for this week's 3M Open, but we're going to go through those quickly because, as I mentioned in the opening, we have 3 college football conference previews to do with lots of good stuff, including some best bets that will be given out. But we do still have 2 weeks left in our golf competition. You guys both got 1 point last week for your Rory picks, so now it is me with 19, and you two both have 17. So it is still anyone's ball game. This week is a little watered down field at the 3M in your neck of the woods, Pat, up there in the Twin Cities. So we'll go through these quickly. Pat, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm just going with the guys who are playing pretty well lately and last week specifically. Wyndham Clark had a good second round, so give me Wyndham Clark. Ricky Fowler was up there too. He was a couple under, and he was playing well last week. So Fowler and Clark are my locks, and then my long shot is going to be Gary Woodland at plus 10,000 exactly.
Gary Woodland,
very a long shot, but he's played this tournament before.
Yeah,
he's been up there.
Great story
every
too.
year. Yeah,
I like Gary Woodland.
Me too.
Yeah. So that's
great
my
picks.
3.
Yeah,
right.
I'm going with Jake Knapp. He had to withdraw last year with a shoulder impingement. The guy just bombs it, and he's got birdies galore, so it could be a little bit of a shootout. I saw he was plus 3,500 to win, so some good value there. I like Mav McNeely. He was T3 last year. He's been super hot coming in, 4 top 25s, plus 1,800 to win. And then a guy out of Aldera Golf Club here, which is about 5 minutes from my house. His name's Cam Davis, and he's actually an Aussie. He's an Aussie, but he's at plus 12,500. Yeah, and he's 5 for 5 top 20s here at the Twin Cities. So he's a horse for the course. So I'm hoping Cam can kind of go against his recent form and play a little bit better up there in Blaine.
I like it. So my number 1 is Maverick McNeely. First, it's alliterative.
How am I supposed to catch you, Bierman?
Pat picked him last week, and he didn't hit 11th either. So that means he's due for a big week.
That's right. Yeah.
He finished 3rd here last year. He's just having a very solid year. And finally, he's playing in the 3M. He has 2 M's in his name.
Great.
Oh, I'm just saying.
He's going for the W, which is an upside down M.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
It.
So I'll just go right to my dark horse then. We'll come back to my second pick because for my dark horse, I'm going with Max McGreevy. 2 M's again. He just needs that 3rd one. We got the alliteration. He's been very inconsistent, but this is a tournament where long shots really tend to make a splash. So what the hell? We'll give him a shot there. And then my second, my non-long shot pick, this guy's fallen off the past couple years. He had a solid showing for the first 2 days at the Open. I feel like he might be ready to break through anytime soon, but I don't have a lot of confidence in this guy. We're going with Tony Finau. Got to go with Tony Finau as my second pick.
He won here a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
he won this.
Great.
He won this like 2. I think it was 2 years ago now.
That's great to hear. That's good.
Good.
All right, guys. So, as I mentioned, for the next few weeks, we will have a special edition of Stone Cold Locks as we preview all the FBS college football conferences. Today, we're gonna most episodes will just cover 2 conferences, but we're gonna go after 3 hard today. We're gonna start with the American Conference USA and the MAC, and for each conference, we're gonna cover 5 questions, same 5 questions. So here's what we're going to cover throughout this series. So first, I'm going to just ask who you guys think is going to win the conference. They can be chalky, not chalky, just whoever you think is going to win and why. Your best long shot bet. So this is a team that has odds 10 to 1 or more that could make a surprise run and actually win the conference outright. Third, your most interesting over-under win total. So just one team whose win total you'd bet either over or under, and a reason why. For a player to watch or just best Heisman-ish candidate, we know nobody from Group of Five is going to win the Heisman, but just a player that could be a breakout type player, version of like Dylan Gabriel when he was in the Group of Five, Malik Willis, Jordan Lynch, those types of guys. And then 5, best game of the year. So this can be an in-conference game, non-conference game, just a game that you think is kind of worth circling and are interested in seeing. Before we get into it, last year, here's how the American teams did. So Army won the American. They went 8-0. Tulane, Navy, and Memphis were up there as well. They had good seasons. Florida Atlantic and Tulsa were in the basement at 1-7. Okay. All right. So Pat, we'll start with just question 1. We'll go around the horn and then I'll come back to you, Pat, for question 2, and we'll just take turns on each question. So question 1, Pat, who do you think is going to win the conference this year and why?
Army and Navy were the surprises last year, but I'm going with Tulane to win it. Navy is returning a lot of guys, but Caden Simonza at QB in his sophomore season with some experience from last year. So I think the Green Wave over Navy to win it.
Yeah, Tulane's got a good program. All right, who do you think's going to win, Bill?
Pat mentioned him, but I'm going to go with Navy. Give me the midshipmen.
Okay.
And for some of the reasons that Pat actually mentioned, I like their sort of the direction of the program, lots of good returning talent, and I always root for the service schools. So
yeah,
give me the Navy.
Yeah, those are both really tough. But this conference, I think, is tough. There were a few teams all around like the 3-1 and 6-1 odds. I think there were like 4 or 5 teams there. So there's no clear favorite. But I'm actually going to go with the Texas San Antonio Roadrunners. I like Jeff Traylor as a coach. I like what he's done here, and he's been there 6 years. He's won 2/3 of his games. From 21 to 23, this team won 11 games, and 9 games. So now last year they went 7-6, but they returned 9 offensive starters. I think this team's going to score a lot of points. Memphis and Tulane, I think, also look strong. I mean, Navy's up there too. They don't have to play Memphis. They get Tulane at home, where they're 29-4 in Traylor's tenure here. So beep, beep. Give me the Road Runners. All right, best long shot bet. So this is a team that's 10-1 or higher odds to win the conference. Who do you like on this one, Pat?
All right. I'm assuming they're 10-1. I didn't really look up the odds for my long shot bets, but give me UAB with Trent Dilfer at the helm. He needs it. He needs it, or he's probably done. And the only reason I'm saying this is because I know Trent Dilfer and remember him from his pro career. Otherwise, I have no idea about UAB. But,
well, he's
might
a big
be able
name.
To get it done. He's a big name, and he can bring in recruit. That might help the recruiting, and but this is defense. Their offense is decent, but the defense is just very porous. That's their main issue. So
they have great helmets.
I like it.
They have great helmets, Pat.
And I'm sure that's what Pat looked at when he made this pick.
I was thinking UAB has great helmets. Yeah, honestly, on this question for all of the conferences that we will likely cover, this feels like a long shot for a reason, right? And originally I took Army thinking that they lost the super stud Bryson Daly, but then I was like, oh, their odds are not long enough. That's not going to qualify. So I was going to go with North Texas. The Mean Green. And
they
again,
went
this
bowling
just feels
last year, didn't they? They were in bowl
it feels
game
like they're
last year.
always
they
right there.
Yeah.
6 wins, 7 wins. Maybe they flip a couple of those games and give me a chance. So I went with North Texas.
First 2, Pat, of our college football previews, baby. I'm going with North Texas Mean Green.
Right.
This team avoids Memphis and Tulane. They do face UTSA and South Florida, but they get both of those teams at home. They finished 6-7 last year. They have 5. I love this. They have 5 veteran offensive linemen, which to me is always so important. Helps in the trenches. They have a couple solid quarterbacks that I think will help the offense, but their biggest strength is their defense. They return 9 starters. They're 20-1 to win the conference. I think it's worth a shot. I like it. Like you said, these are long shots, so who knows? But I look at value on a lot of these, and to me, that's worth putting some money on. So, all right, most interesting over under win total. Any teams jump out at you there?
I have 7.5 wins for UTSA. I picked the over as for what you talked about.
Yeah,
They were
I
kind of my
love
team
that.
a couple of years ago. 11-win, 10-win seasons. I think they
I
can
think
get there pretty
7.5 is
easily.
great.
7.5
Yeah.
seems low, and they have cool helmets. So that's
they actually do.
That's important.
They do.
That's
It
important.
is.
All
Should be
right.
a factor in every decision. I went, so just a little bit of a spoiler alert here, but I went sort of similar theme in all three of the conferences today. I like my champ and the over. So give me Navy over 8.5. I didn't write it down in my notes, but I looked through the schedule. I feel like 9 wins is really doable. They could even maybe sneak up to 10. So
Yeah.
give me Navy over 8.5.
That's awesome. All right. So this is crazy, but I'm actually going to go under on a team with a 2.5 over under number.
Wow.
Okay. Follow me on this one. All right. I'm
Yeah.
going with Charlotte. So Charlotte, they went 5-7 last year, but they have a brand new head coach. They only returned 7 starters. They have by far the toughest schedule of anyone in this conference. They played Georgia, App State, North Carolina. Those are their 3 non-conference games. In conference, they play at South Florida, at Army, at Tulane, and at East Carolina. All teams projected to be in the top half of the final standings. They also have to play North Texas and UTSA, the 2 teams I just stated I really like this year. So it's a low number. I just don't think this team's going to win more than 2 games. So I'm taking the under bet. 2.5. Yeah.
That's a fun one.
Yeah. So, and last year when we did these, we didn't do these for the conferences, but because we started the pod a little bit later, but we did kind of an over. I think we did 5 of our best bets for the whole season. I went and put money on all of mine, and I ended up winning money. I think I won 4 of the 5. Yeah. So I'm going to do that
NFL
here.
Team. Was it Carolina under 4.5 or something like that?
You had
one that was really low.
It was the Patriots.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And they hit for me.
Yeah.
And I had T. Higgins over the receiving yards, I remember. And it was making me nervous because he got injured.
He was hurt
early.
Yeah.
And then he ended up, he hit it. And so, okay.
Nice.
What about player to watch or best Heisman-ish candidate? Anybody jump out at you there in this conference?
I went with Mekhi Hughes, running back for Tulane. If they are leading games like they should, they're going to want to run the rock, and he could have big numbers. So, yeah, Mekhi Hughes, running back.
That makes sense to me. All right.
Yeah, I went with Braxton Woodson. He takes over for Blake Horvath, QB1, kind of all in on Navy, I guess, on mine. But so that was mine.
Yeah, good. So I'm going to go back to UTSA. I really like their quarterback, Owen McCown. They had a guy there named Frank Harris, who was a great QB for years, very productive. I think McCown's going to be better than him in this system. He's got a ton of weapons around him. This team is going to score a lot of points this season. As I said, they bring back 9 starters. They have a chance to put up some video game numbers. So I like that. And then best game of the year. What do you guys got for that?
Well, there's a game at the end of the year that's must-watch TV because it's the only game.
Yeah, Army Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's kind of a I know. I went away from that one, but that's the only answer. What do you got, or Bill?
I got Navy at Memphis. Should be a really good one. It's November 28th, so late in the year, a lot could be on the line. Should be a fun one.
Yeah. So I'm actually going back to the Roadrunners, but they opened the season at Texas A&M. They're 2-0 all time against the Aggies. And I just think this could be a fun, interesting, and really probably a fairly close game. And oh boy, if A&M loses that game somehow, there's going to be a lot of heat down in College Station. So, all right. So let's head now to Conference USA, and here are the teams, how they did last season. So Jacksonville State, they went 7-1. They were first place. Western Kentucky and Sam Houston finished 6-2. The bottom feeders were New Mexico State, Middle Tennessee State, and Kennesaw State. They were all finished at 2-6. So Pat, who do you like to win this one?
Well, Conference USA, aka the No One Cares Conference.
Yeah.
Didn't they just add Delaware and Missouri State?
Yes.
I mean, that's like, so
the Blue Hens of Delaware.
If you actually have nothing else to do and you have given up on life, you can tune into this conference.
It used to be much better, dude.
The winner's Liberty.
Much better.
Liberty's going to win.
The winner is Liberty.
Yeah.
Is that what you got too, Pat? Bill? Yeah.
Yep.
So this is chalky. there's no way Liberty doesn't win this. They're plus 115. That's the expectation. They got 15 returning starters. They don't have to play Western Kentucky, another front runner. They have the easiest conference, easiest schedule in the whole conference. They're not losing. They're not losing. So
they're the class.
Yeah. All right. What about
Bierman, before you move on there? Sorry, real quick, but just one thing to add: if you are going to place this bet, go to ESPN Bet because I saw it at plus 135.
Oh, okay, good. There you go. Like it. All right. What about your best long shot bet?
Long shots, I have UTEP. They have some bases returning. Yeah.
Oh, I love the minors.
It's more about a lot of players coming back for me.
Yeah. This one was interesting too, I thought, because I didn't know this before doing some research, but Scottie Walden, the coach, is back for his second year. And a lot of times you see that leap kind of happen in a coach's second year when the program's kind of now got a little bit more of a foothold. And they were 6-6 last year, but lost 3 games by less than 3 points. So if they can just flip a couple of those, maybe they're in the mix. So could be interesting.
Yeah. So is that UTEP? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
UTEP. So you took UTEP too. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So this one, honestly, probably was the hardest question of the 15 that we answered because we answered 5 for that. I had a really hard time coming with the best long shot bet here. I'm going with Sam Houston at plus 1,000. They were 10-3 last season. They finished tied for second. They do only return 8 starters, and they start the season at Western Kentucky, which is going to be a tough opener. They have a first-year head coach. They also lost their head coach. But this program has 3 10-plus win seasons in the last 5. They do bring back a veteran quarterback, and the guys who are returning, they know how to win. They have that winning mentality, and they avoid Liberty. They do not have to play Liberty. So I don't love this one, but it's a long shot. So if I got to put some money on a long shot, I'll take them at plus 1,000. All right, most interesting over/under win total, Pat.
I just have Liberty 9.5 wins. I would go over unless you're a believer in Delaware.
No, me too. I mean, I'm telling you, this team is not losing 3 games this season. I will be betting some money on this. Let's put it that way. Liberty over 9.5. I mean, look at in their non-conference, they don't play anybody hard. Like, I mean, they may lose 1 or 2 in the conference. Surprise losses, but they're not losing 3. I'm telling you. So, player to watch or best Heisman candidate? Anybody there jump out at you?
I went with Ethan Vasco. He is apparently the QB1 for Liberty. So I just figured.
All right. I'm going with Keon Jenkins, quarterback for Florida International. This guy, he was originally recruited by Auburn. His nickname, all I had to see was his nickname. His nickname was Lights Out. He was injured for much of last season, but he came back, and in the last 4 games, they averaged more than 30 points per contest, and he threw almost 300 yards per game. He threw 12 touchdowns and only 1 interception in those last 4 games. So this guy's good. He's exciting, and I think should be fun to watch. And then best game of the year? Who do you got on that one?
Well, my MVP is actually a guy named Hugh Janis.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's good. It'll go with your
I don't have
jersey.
it. I don't have it.
Jesus. Oh,
I
God.
don't have an MVP. All right, game of the year, Liberty Jacksonville State, September 6th.
Oh, wow. I like it. Okay.
I like
Starting out
too.
right away. Big game right away.
I almost put that one, Pat, but I actually went one step further, and I have Liberty versus Western Kentucky in the conference championship game. So I'm already predicting.
You're predicting it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it's because we all are on Liberty, right? You can pretty much just book them into the conference championship. The one thing that I would say too, Eric, about your pick, your player to watch, do you guys remember last year when we were looking at over-unders of 90? That's going to be Florida International this year. Remember their video game numbers in terms of points, and Pat was all over those. I can't wait to
talk about. I know.
Yeah,
there is nothing more fun than like a group of 5, like a Conference USA game that goes into the 90s or 100s. Honestly, I love watching those, dude. On a Saturday afternoon, if Michigan's not playing and there's no other compelling game, I will watch those freaking games, dude. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
no, that's awesome.
I love your pick for that.
Yeah, I'm going 2 front runners, Liberty and Louisiana Tech. I think those are the 2 probably best choices to win. They face off at Louisiana Tech late in November with quite possibly the conference title up for grabs. So I think that's going to be a good one. Okay, guys, doing great here. We're going to move on to the Mid-American Conference or final conference preview for today. So last year, Ohio and Miami of Ohio both finished 7-1, and Kent State went winless in the conference at 0-8 and on the season at 0-12. So same 5 questions, Pat. Let's start again with you. Who do you like to win the MAC?
Do you remember last year Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame early and then went on to stumble to an 8-5 season? Yeah, the MAC conference is not nearly as cool as MAC Bierman, but they do give us Tuesday and Wednesday MACtion. When the degenerates need it, MACtion,
dude.
Tuesday, Wednesday is the best.
It's the greatest marketing ever for a small conference like that, dude.
And that's why it's cooler than Conference USA.
Whoever was the commissioner at the time, I can't think of his name now. I knew it, of the MAC, who thought, let's just play games on Tuesday. Nobody's playing on Tuesday. We'll brand it MACtion. People tune in. I mean, I watch every Tuesday night. I watch a MAC. Now, I'm in MAC country. I went to Miami.
Yeah.
So I'm, but I watch it every freaking Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Power football.
Look, Toledo is returning the most players, so give me them to win the title. A head coach is Jason Candle with 10 years experience.
He's been there a long time.
Last year they beat Pitt and Mississippi State, so they can play. So give me.
It's a great pick.
Give me Toledo.
Great pick.
Yeah.
I love it. 2 Pat for me. Have Toledo at plus 260. 15 straight winning seasons. That was pretty cool to see in the research.
Oh, wow. Look at that research.
Yeah. And last year, the offense struggled at times, but they've got their quarterback back, and they've got a stud wide receiver coming in from the portal, Trayvon Randolph. So give me Toledo. They're winning the match.
Toledo's always so good. Yeah, you guys might be right. So my alma mater is Miami University, and our chief rival is the Ohio University Bobcats out of Athens, Ohio. So this is kind of like Bill picking Oregon to win the Big Ten, which maybe he will in a few weeks. But I gotta go with Ohio this season. I'm a little worried about their defense because they don't return a lot on that side of the ball. And they did lose their head coach, but there is continuity because their new head coach, Brian Smith is his name. He was the offensive coordinator there for past year. So they also returned 8 starters on offense, led by all MAC quarterback selection Parker Navarro. This guy is really good. Their offense can be good. And in a conference that typically isn't known for defense, hence the MACtion term, I like teams that have potent offenses, and this one is going to be right up there. They don't have to play Toledo, so that's good. And they really only have one truly tough conference road game, and that's against Buffalo to end the season. So I think they have a shot here. So I'm going to take the Bobcats to win the MAC this year. All right, best long shot bet, Pat.
I went with, and I don't know if they're long shots, but I went with my Miami, Ohio, because Mackenzie goes to school there.
Yeah, she actually graduated. She actually graduated from there a year and a half ago. But
she went to school there.
She went. Well, so did I. But yes, she went there.
Her nickname's Mac, and we're talking about Mac.
But Brady's back there now. Brady's there, and he'll be cheerleading there again. So he's back. He took a little detour.
That's happening.
Back, so.
Nice.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, he'll be. Yeah.
All right.
Let's
very cool.
Let's get it.
Team Bierman. Team Bierman.
Yeah, we'll be up there. I'll be at a lot of Miami games this year.
I went with Buffalo before realizing that they're plus 400. So that's probably not qualifying. Yeah. And so I'm going Northern Illinois, and mostly because you guys know they're nicknamed the Huskies. That's research. I could tell you a bunch about Buffalo and why they are a good long shot pick, but they're not such a long shot. So, yeah. So give me Northern Illinois. Go Huskies.
All right. So my best long shot. This is more about value than it is realistically thinking that it's going to hit. But I'm going to go with Eastern Michigan primarily because they're at plus 2,500 to win. So guys, this team, according to Phil Steele, this team has pulled off 25 upsets in the past 9 years, okay, which is a lot. So they're not intimidated. a lot of that credit goes to their head coach, Chris Creighton, who's been at the helm for almost 12 years, or has been at the helm for 12 years there. They went 5-7 last season. They do only bring back 8 starters, but they don't have to play Toledo. So this is another team, because I think Toledo's going to be good. So I like a team that doesn't have to play Toledo. And their head coach, he just is a good coach. He always seems to pull off some surprises. So 2,500 plus 2,500, it's worth a flyer. I wouldn't put a lot of money on that, but it's worth a few bucks. All right, most interesting over/under win total, Pat.
I went with Northern Illinois 6.5 wins. Give me the over. I'll take Northern Illinois.
Yeah, go
All
Huskies.
I like their coach. He's a passionate guy. I remember when they beat Notre Dame and watched a couple of their games, and so I feel like he cares enough to get them 7 wins.
Nice. I as I said, I went with Toledo. I see the over at 8.5 wins. Bang the over. I put in my notes. Love
there
that.
You go. Yeah, I like it. All right, guys. So this one is interesting to me, but I am actually going with the worst team in FBS last season, the Kent State Golden Flashes, who went 0-12 and promptly fired their coach. Their over/under is set at just 1.5. And I'm going with the over. And let me explain why. Okay, so they opened the season by hosting FCS Merrimack, which I have to believe they can beat an FCS team. Okay, so we're gonna say they get one win.
It'll be a 6 overtime thriller.
Yeah, so we're gonna mark that as a win. Okay, so now I just need one more win all season long. Okay, so. Yes, I know they're bad, and they only bring back 7 starters. But honestly, the more I thought about it, that's probably a good thing because they were so awful last year. And here's really why I like this. Okay, I love that they have a brand new coach. I mean, obviously, the coach last year they went 0-12. I mean,
that wasn't
you
working.
need a change. This guy is going to bring in a new discipline, new approaches, different type of motivation. To me, I mean that is a good thing. I gotta believe this guy can get this team to at least a couple wins this season just because it's a fresh new way to approach things for this team. So I like the over 1.5 on this team. And I like it a lot. Like I'm going to put some money on this one. All right. Best player or player to watch, best Heisman candidate.
You mentioned him earlier, Parker Navarro. Kid can run and throw. Yeah.
He's so good. So good.
Yeah. So I watched him a couple times last year during action, and
yeah,
he's gritty. He's gritty.
He would have been my second pick for this one. Who you got, Bill?
I like Al-J Henderson. He's a running back at Buffalo. He's predicted to be first team offense, and Buffalo loves to run the football. And I don't know what it is, Eric. I've had Buffalo several times in our college pick'em that we do draft, and they just always seem to get like those 6, 7, 8 wins, and they just pile up rushing yards. So I'm going to roll with their running game and hope that Al-J Henderson's that guy.
Yeah. So I'm also going to Buffalo, but I'm going on the other side of the ball. I actually think this one was pretty easy for me. I'm going with a guy named Red Murdoch. He's the linebacker. He is everyone's MAC Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He notched 56 tackles, couple sacks, 17 tackles for loss. He had 7 forced fumbles last season. Think about that for a second. That's a lot. He may not be the NFL. Numbers. Yeah. Yes. I mean, he may not be the NFL player that fellow Buffalo alum Khalil Mack became, but he might. This guy might be that good. He's special, and I think certainly one to watch in the MAC this season. So looking forward to that.
Name,
and then, great name. And then finally, best game of the anybody that's named after a color I like. It's you can't go wrong with that.
Too. Yeah. I mean, so good.
Or a color or a prison. All right. Oh, God. You just made me think what is the line in Teen Wolf? The head coach there says he tells Michael J. Fox if you
never trust. Yeah.
Don't ever play a guy.
Never trust someone with 2 first names.
Yes. My dad says that all the time. Shout out Big Bill.
Yeah, it's not, I forget the exact quote. We'll get it, and I'll try and put it in, type it in on the pod. But yeah, it's hilarious. So, anyways, all right, what do you got for game of the year here, Pat?
12th coming to Miami, Ohio is Toledo. So Toledo at Miami, Ohio, November 12th.
I
I
got
will
Toledo
probably
as
be
well.
there. I will be there.
Nice. I got Toledo at Washington State. So a little non-conference against the Cougs.
Traveling
in
all across
Pullman.
country against
Yeah,
the Pac-2 powerhouse. Wow.
Are we going to do the Pac-2, Bierman, as a conference
yes.
prediction
So
show?
Tyler Hedman, one of our writers, wrote about the Pac-2, and he included the independents as well, which
Okay.
is just two. So yes, we could squeeze in the Pac-2 and the Notre Dame and Connecticut, I think, is the other independent. So yeah, we'll throw that in.
Okay. I just think the Cougs are going to be fascinating this year after losing their
I do not think they're
coach.
going to be good. I do not.
No,
think they're gonna
I
be
don't
good.
either.
Yeah.
I don't either. But that's why I think this is a winnable game for Toledo. And that's
absolutely.
not even Cougs hate. I just think that they're in for a weird year this year. So it should be a really interesting game.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, for me, I'm actually going with Buffalo, going up to Pat's neck of the woods to visit the Minnesota Golden Gophers to open the year on
It's like the
August
first
28th.
game of the year.
It's the Bulls are going to be very good this year. The MAC always seems to play those mid Big Ten teams tough. If Fleck loses that game at home
almost every year, I feel like we play Buffalo almost every year.
Do you really? If Fleck loses that game at home, it is going to be tough going, or should I say tough rowing the rest of the season for the Gophers. Nice. So yeah, I'll be watching that one for sure. All right, guys. Hey, great job. That was good stuff, and I am excited about. I'm excited about college football season. Also excited to keep doing these previews the next few weeks. So next week, I think we've got. Who are we doing next week? I forgot. Two more lower level conferences, and then eventually, or not eventually, the week after, we'll start getting into the Big Ten, the SEC, the Big 12, and the ACC. So. All right. So we're getting up to our top 5 guys. With football season fast approaching, that means fantasy football season is also coming fast. And that means research, draft nights, weekly pickups, and lineup changes. But it also means some pretty fun and creative and just cool fantasy football teams names. So today, our top 5 is going to be all about our favorite fantasy football team names over the years. These can be our own, other players in our league had them, or just ones that you've heard about or read about that you thought were good. They can be on your list because they're funny, they're creative, or just totally out there. Whatever reason you want to use, totally fine. All right, Pat, what do you got, man?
All right. Well, I'll get my 5 and 4 out of the way because those two I'm not super excited about, but they're good. But give me number 5. I can't find my conkeys. Okay. Can't find my conkeys.
That's good.
That's good.
And number 4, Najee see me, Najee don't. Najee Harris. Najee see me, Najee don't.
Those are good.
Yeah. I like that. I went with my number 5 is a little bit of the, not homer, but it's a league that Bierman and I both play in. And I shout out my own name, not because it's my favorite, but the puffy shirts. What I'm shouting out is themed leagues where we are all Seinfeld references. And it just always cracks me up. I mean, things like Shrinkage, Soup Nazis, Buck Naked, just all these teams that we've had for years and years and years.
Yes,
and
man.
So, Bill, I'm going to cut you off for a second because that's my number 4. So I'm going to name the teams for you. My number 4 is team themes and Seinfeld, and I love it. And here are the 12 current team names. Buck Naked, me. Puffy Shirts, Bill. Jackie Child's Law Office, which is past podcast and longtime CMN player Mike Paston. The Junior Mints. The Maestro. Magnificent Bastards. Man Hands. Soup Nazis. Serenity Now, The Drake, Shrinkage, and Lord of the Idiots. I mean, it's just, I love it. Good. I love theme. So sorry, but yeah, I'm right there.
No, that's great. That's perfect. Yeah, no, I just really enjoy that. For baseball, we had the Major League, the movie, also just fantastic. But my number 4 is also a league that Bierman's in. It's actually what we call the Mega League. And we mentioned this on last podcast because Eric's team in that league is named Johnny Utah. And we talked about that from Point Break.
Yeah.
But my favorite here is a buddy of ours named Raj. His team name is TBD TBD. And it's because ESPN defaults your team name at first to TBD. So what did Raj do? Instead of coming up with a creative nickname, he just doubled down on TBD and actually put in TBD TBD. And I just always think it's so funny. I mean, it's just simple. It's and it just makes me smile. So those are my 5 and 4.
Yeah. So I already gave you my number 4 theme name leagues. I call out there, Bill. So my number 5. So this one comes from the very first league I ever played in. And before I get into any of this, I have to preface this, guys. I just got to preface this by saying I like my names dirty. Yes, I know this is going to surprise you. I sometimes have a warped mind, and in the gutter and sexually suggestive names sometimes make me laugh. So I'm just saying, couple mine might be a little more R-rated than normal. So if you're listening in the car with your kids, guys, just be careful. That's all I'm saying. All right. So this one comes from the very first league I ever played in. I was 22 years old, just started a new job in Decatur, Illinois. And my boss asked me if I wanted to play in a league with him and the other guys that worked at our company. Ended up playing in it several years. This league actually got me hooked on the fantasy football. Really good league, good guys. But one thing I will always remember was one guy's team name. Okay. This was the team name, but I got to explain it a little bit different way. So his team name comprised the letters N and E, and then the numbers 1 and 4, then the letter A, then the numbers 6 and 9. And it actually took me a few weeks of playing in the league with this guy to figure it out. But it is NE1 for a 69. And once I caught it, I was like, that is freaking funny. And because at first I'm just like, what are these numbers and letters? This is weird. It's funny, it's creative, but it also made me scratch my head a little bit because this league was just 12 guys. So I'm not sure who exactly he was asking that question to. But anyway, okay. So we already went through my number 4. What do you got for 3 and 2, Pat?
Penic the enlarger? No. I got my number 3 is a chain reaction.
Nice.
It's a good one. My number 2 is my old team name, Who's Your Patty? Man, come on, Who's Your Patty?
That's good.
I like that. Yeah.
Names are tough to come by.
Don't start second guessing your picks, dude. Those are good.
I don't know.
There's so many
of them that I just couldn't. This is a tough one for me because there's so many. But my number 1 is my all-time favorite. So I'll just tell you that.
What this research reminded me of too is just how non-creative I am. Like all of my buddies through the years have come up with these like really creative names, play on guys, pro athletes' names, etc., pop culture stars, whatever. No, not me. Give me the themed league because then it gives me like swim lanes that I can be like, oh, nice. Like Jobu needs a refill in my baseball league forever from Major League. So my number 3 is WWJD. What would Josh do? And I love this because it's that nice play on obviously the faith of what would Jesus do, but also because Josh Allen's just such a stud. He's such a fun guy to root for, and I've had him on a couple teams, and the guy just delivers like in spades. And so anyway, that one I thought was clever and pretty good. And then my number 2 is Nakua Matata, which is a great play on Puka
I've heard
Nakua.
That one. Yeah,
who played at Washington, had a cup of coffee at Washington before going to BYU, and now obviously is the stud at Los Angeles Rams. And then obviously the Lion King song. So that was my 3.
That's good. That's good. So my number 3, this one is just me being extremely immature, childish. And yet when I hear it, it makes me laugh. And I'm going to laugh as I say it. So apparently this guy's tight ends were Zach Ertz and Tyler Eifert because his team name was It Ertz When Eifert.
KG had that in one of our leagues.
good.
That's great.
I love that one. And then this one's a little R-rated, but I could have actually went with one much worse that was similar. But
This
so
is a
my number
family
2,
show.
I'm gonna go with My Girlie Loves My Chub. That's my number 2. You
I
know,
love it.
it's
There's some good
lowbrow,
chub
it's
ones. There's
immature,
some good
and yet
chub
it
ones.
makes Bierman's number 2. So what does that say about me,
Nice.
Pat? Are you judging me? Are you judging me, Pat? You look
Yeah,
very
always.
judgmental there.
I'm always judging you. Yeah.
Remember the Masters.
Yeah.
Remember the
I
Masters.
mean, I love you. I'm just kidding. I love you, Bierman. You're the best, dude.
You're gonna change that to your number 1 now, aren't you? All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what is your number 1?
My number 1 is Show Me Your TDs.
Oh, that's a good one.
Classic.
It's just classic. Perfect. Show Me Your TDs.
Yeah, that's a beaut. My number 1, absolutely love this movie. And this guy's obviously a popular wide receiver 1 choice out of Dallas. Silence of the Lamb, which I just think is very clever.
That's good.
Yeah, very good.
That's really good.
And I just love that movie. I mean, have you guys
Oh,
watched that thing of
Not
late?
in a while, but it's a great movie. Yeah,
It still holds up, and it is
With a nice
frightening.
bottle
Even-
of Chianti
Chianti.
and some fava
Yep.
beans.
However he makes that noise at that point.
God.
So man, it's
that's
crazy.
That's a good
Speaking
one.
of Buffalo Bill,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. So my number 1 might explain why I have such a naughty mindset when it comes to fantasy football names. And it actually could be inspired by my lovely wife, believe it or not. So about 10 or 12 years ago, Jamie started playing fantasy football in one of my leagues. We had just gotten married, and she was very concerned with what to name it. So she thought and finally submitted her name. And I was like, oh, yeah, I love this woman. So I submitted the name to Matthew Berry of ESPN at the time via Twitter. And it actually made one of his top 10 lists of best fantasy football names that year. Okay. My lovely, innocent, demure wife went with Nancy Screw and the Party Boys. That is creative, funny, marriage affirming, and award winning. So it has to be my number 1. Kudos to my wife.
Well done, Jamie.
Yeah. All right, guys. That was fun. It's making me excited about fantasy football season. And it reminds me
Guillotine League.
I
gotta get in a
I gotta get some
league.
draft. I gotta get some drafts scheduled here soon. Yeah. We gotta do some. Are we gonna be offering some? This is actually a perfect segue. Are we gonna be offering some guillotine leagues in Sandman Sports this year, Sandman?
Yeah. We're gonna be doing some guillotine stuff, which will be super fun. It's kind of our spin on it, I would say. But then also too, just some people just absolutely loved the touchdown Jesus pools that we did last year.
That's one of the best
Yeah,
pools.
I was in that one.
Clever naming. Yeah, clever naming. We got the chosen one. Yeah, I mean, it's just, there's going to be some really fun pools across the board. But yeah, I mean, Bierman, we can talk more about football, I would say, in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah. No, I know it's coming. So for
our 1 year anniversary show, probably
our
will
1
be
year
like when we
anniversary
drop
show.
everything.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one. That's going to be a jam-packed one. I actually got 2 emails today asking, though, about football pool. Not like just, they were just curious, like, do you know when they're coming out? And so I know people are starting to get excited about it, but yeah, we'll get there soon.
And if I haven't said it before, guys, I appreciate all the hard work you guys do behind the scenes, especially you, Eric. You are so good at what you do.
Thank you, Pat. I appreciate
You're the best.
that.
You're a legend.
Bierman, you can't announce who
I'm gonna
you're
be able
taking.
to milk this for a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh, no,
probably till March, 2026. Then you'll announce.
There was an episode of Friends where I think Rachel wanted a date with somebody, and Chandler like told people at his office about it, and they're all like, "You mean that hot chick that you brought to the party that one year, or whatever?" And they're giving him Cuban cigars and front row seats at Madison Square Garden and all that to set him up. So yeah. I don't think it's gonna be quite like that, but yeah, we'll milk this for a little bit. So, all right, guys. Well, it was another awesome show, and thank you both for bringing it so strong today. I wish we could keep going, but sadly, tonight it is time to exit CMN Sports. Big shout out to CMN Nation. We thank you, as always, for tuning in. Be sure to check us out on social media and our website at cmnsports.com. Download our app if you haven't yet. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Peace out and take care.
Good luck, everybody.